I'm Janvi Rathi, second year MBBS student from GMC Nagpur. I would like to share my knowledge about the respiratory condition which is asthma. Okay, so let's start with, it is a chronic inflammatory process of the mucosa of the respiratory pathways which result in the narrowing of the lumen. So basically it is an obstructive lung disorder. Now let's see what triggers this chronic inflammatory process. So these are different allergens, cold, dust, pollens, viruses, pollutants, cockroaches, molds, etc. Now the question arises, ये सबको तो अपन भी expose होते हैं. So why don't we develop asthma? So this actually develops in the hypersensitized individuals, considering the atopic allergic asthma. So these are the children having the genetic predisposition, unfortunately family history, so of the asthma. They are hyperreactive to these allergens. Normally, basically, how should we react? They are hyperreacting. That means the thickening of the volume and the chronic inflammation process is more, very much. There's another hygiene hypothesis. There's another group of individuals which are having a lot of hygiene. They are not actually exposed to any of the pathogens earlier. So this results in asthma. This also triggers asthma. Then there is another drug sensitivity, which is aspirin sensitized individuals who are also at high risk of developing asthma. What happens is, arachidonic acid होता है membrane में, on this cyclooxygenase acts or lipooxygenase acts, and this production of prostaglandins and leukotrienes. So aspirin is a COX inhibitor. This is NSAID, which is COX inhibitor. So it will shunt all the arachidonic acid to lipooxygenase pathway and the formation of leukotrienes. Now these leukotrienes are a very potent bronchoconstrictor, so this will decrease the lumen of the respiratory pathway. Now here I have given special importance to exercise. Now see a smiley and a sad face here. Why? Now see, exercise triggers or exacerbates asthma. How? Normally सोचा जाए तो एक्सरसाइज की वजह से हाइपोक्सिया की वजह से वैसोडाइलेशन हुआ. So अच्छी बात है ना. But why is it triggering asthma? There is a special smooth muscles in the lining of the respiratory tract. So let's have a glance at this smooth muscle. This is having the special channels which are oxygen sensitive potassium channels. Normally ये potassium यहाँ से बाहर जाता है, smooth muscle से बाहर जाता है. But these are oxygen sensitive. मतलब oxygen के presence में ये open रहेंगे. Oxygen नहीं रहा तो ये closed रहेंगे. Now this is hypoxia condition, so this is closed. मतलब potassium smooth muscle cell के अंदर रहा. This produces depolarization. उसके वजह से voltage sensitive calcium channels open होते हैं. And calcium is welcomed inside the smooth muscle cell. अभी calcium accumulate होगा, so contraction होगा. So this results in bronchoconstriction and triggers asthma. But at the same time, I have added a smiley face here. Doctors generally prescribe the patients, of asthmatic patients, to have a light exercise, that is swimming, walking, ऐसे. Why? क्योंकि overall ये वाली exercise ना progression of disease को कम करती है. It increases the lung capacity and it decreases the chronic inflammation वाली process. So it is good, and that's why here I complete the etiology. Since we have completed etiology, let's move towards pathophysiology. ये allergen ने ये chronic inflammation process कैसे produce की? So this is the allergen, and the first cell of our body that welcomes this allergen, unfortunately welcomes, is the macrophage or the dendritic cell. This is the phagocytic cell, so it will phagocytose that allergen. Plus, it is the antigen presenting cell, not APC. It is a antigen presenting cell, so it will present that antigen with its special targa MHC2 molecule. This is MHC2 molecule. The allergen will be presented to CD4 containing molecules, CD4 containing cells, which are nothing but T helper 2 cells, having this CD4 molecule and the T cell receptor that will bind with the antigen and MHC2 with the CD4. Now what will the CD4 do? So it will produce interleukin 4 and interleukin 5. अब interleukin 4 क्या करेगा? Plasma cells को activate करेगा to produce immunoglobulin E. Then that will go and bind to this mast cell. As you can see here, it will go and bind to the mast cell, and it will produce two important things, that is histamine and leukotriene. leukotrienes. Leukotriene C4, leukotriene B4 and leukotriene E4. Not just this, it is also producing interleukin 5, and this interleukin 5 is welcoming another cool guy of our immune system with the spectacles. Yes, can you guess? This is with the bilobe nucleus, which is nothing but eosinophil. Now this eosinophil will produce leukotrienes, obviously, and proteases and the chemokines. Proteases and chemokines. Yes. Now जैसे मम्मी को डिलीशियस रेसिपी बनानी है किचन में, उसके लिए सबसे पहले वो इंग्रेडिएंट्स इकट्ठा करेगी. द सेम वे वी हैव द इंग्रेडिएंट्स रेडी. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट दे डू. So histamine is a very potent vasodilator. So it will increase vascular permeability. It will increase mucus plugging production, accompanied by leukotrienes, and most importantly, it will produce contraction of the smooth muscles of the bronchi, that is bronchoconstriction. So the lumen will be narrowed once again. This leads to chronic inflammation. This leads to the bronchoconstriction and the narrowing of the airways. Dive into the clinic where the actually asthmatic patient will present with. So it will present with the symptoms of cough, chest tightness and difficulty in breathing, shortness of breath, which is dyspnea. Now it's not necessary कि हर patient of asthma will present with all of these symptoms. Anyone will be present, even इसमें से कोई नहीं भी हो सकता है, asymptomatic patient भी रह सकता है. But is that कुछ तो रहेगा, tightness of chest with which the complaint with which the patient will arrive the clinic. So let's consider the severe case or the case having the acute attack. वो आएगा, उसको अपन पूछेंगे व्हाट इज योर नेम भैया. सो ही विल नॉट बी able to utter his whole name, like उसे नाम बोलने के अंदर भी एफर्ट लगेगा. So by that we can see that the patient is using not only the diaphragm for inspiration but the accessory muscles. Accessory muscles for inspiration, as we know, is the sternocleidoid muscle, the scalene muscle, the external intercostal muscle. So वो देख के समझ में आ सकता है कि हाँ ये एक्सेसरी मसल्स यूज कर रहा है. ही इज हैविंग अ डिफिकल्टी टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट. नाउ व्हाट विल डू इज विल डू अस्कल्टेशन. तो अपने को व्हीजिंग ऑफ साउंड सुनाई देगा. दैट इज नथिंग बट हाई पिच विस्लिंग साउंड एट द एंड ऑफ एक्सपिरेशन. एंड ऑन परकशन वी कैन हियर हाई रेजोनेंस. व्हाई दिस? बिकॉज वो ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव लंग डिसीज का पेशेंट है. अस्थमा मतलब ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव लंग डिसीज का पेशेंट होगा सपोज. तो हाइपर इन्फ्लेशन ऑफ लंग होगा. ज्यादा एयर होने की वजह से ज्यादा हाई पिच हाई रेजोनेंस साउंड विल बी हर्ड. नाउ विल टेक द sputum sample, say productive cough, so sputum sample, and we'll send it for the microscopic examination. There they will see two characteristic findings. One is Churchman spirals. And another is Charcot-Leyden crystals. Charcot-Leyden crystals. Though this name appear very fancy in the books, but they are very simple. See, Churchman spirals are nothing but mucoid epithelial lining cast. पर ने देखा था क्रॉनिक इन्फ्लेमेशन के अंदर म्यूकस प्लगिंग होता है और इन्फिल्ट्रेट्स आते हैं. सो दैट फॉर्म्स द कास्ट एंड दैट अपीयर एज स्पाइरल्स in the microscopic examination. And Charcot-Leyden crystals is related with that cool guy that we have, that our interleukin 4 has invited. Remembering, so it was nothing but the bilobed eosinophil. All these crystals will be broken down and those crystals will appear on the microscopic examination that are called as Charcot-Leyden crystals. अभी ये सारे findings से we cannot say confirmedly that this is asthma. We can perform a provisional, which we can give a provisional diagnosis, right? So next we'll go for proper diagnosis. CBC देखेंगे तो CBC के अंदर eosinophil count बढ़ेगा, but वो हर एक एलर्जिक रिएक्शन में बढ़ता है, right? उसके अंदर चेस्ट एक्सरे पे देखेंगे तो हाइपर इन्फ्लेशन ऑफ लंग्स दिख सकता है, but we want gold standard, so it is basically pulmonary function test. अभी इसके अंदर क्या करते हैं, कोई भी पल्मोनरी फंक्शन टेस्ट परफॉर्म करना हो, पेशेंट को शांति से बैठाएंगे, काम करेंगे, उसको डीप इंस्पिरेशन देने बोलेंगे एंड विल से हिम टू क्विक एंड कंप्लीट एक्सपायर इन 6 seconds. Then we'll calculate forced vital capacity and forced expiratory volume in first second. So what we'll see that forced vital capacity is decreased and forced expiratory volume is decreased even more. तो इन दोनों का forced the ratio of this by FVC is normally 0.8 is normally by 0.8, but in all of the obstructive lung diseases this will be decreased. तो अभी डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस कैसे करेंगे कि ये COPD ब्रोंकिक्टेसिस है या अस्थमा है. So for that we have to modify our test, right? So let's consider the symptomatic patient first. We'll give SABA, which is short acting beta 2 agonist to the patient, and then we'll repeat the test. अगर ये ratio FEV by FVC is increased by equal to or more than 12%, if it is increased, then that is definitely asthma. Okay. And consider the asymptomatic patient. In the asymptomatic patient, we will perform a methacholine challenge test. We'll perform the methacholine challenge test, which is nothing but the muscarinic agonist. अभी बताया muscarinic agonist क्या करेगा? ब्रोंको कॉन्स्ट्रिक्शन करेगा, मतलब पेशेंट की कंडीशन को और वर्सन करेगा. तो it will be decreased by equal to or even more than 20%. Then we'll confirm that this is asthmatic patient. Now that we have come at the diagnosis, confirmatory diagnosis, let's move on to the treatment. So treatment modalities are different according to the type of the asthma, the stage of the asthma. It is basically intermittent type, mild type, moderate type and severe on the basis of the acute attack episodes of the patient. Okay, so let's consider the patient having intermittent type, that is particularly prescribed short acting beta 2 agonist. Then the mild patient having 4 to 5 episodes per week will be prescribed short acting beta 2 agonist plus inhaled corticosteroids, which are basically anti-inflammatory at a low dose. Okay, then moderate type having more than 7 episodes per week are prescribed short acting beta 2 agonist plus inhaled corticosteroid medium dose. Then severe, the severe patient has to be given particular caution treatment. Okay, so they are prescribed short acting beta 2 agonist, inhaled corticosteroids, धीरे धीरे डोज बढ़ाएंगे plus long acting beta 2 agonist. There are two special points about long acting beta 2 agonist. First, it should never be prescribed alone, always with the inhaled corticosteroid. और दूसरी बात, वो कभी भी acute episode के वक्त prescribe नहीं किए जाते. Plus, if the patient is not responding to this treatment, I can also add oral corticosteroids. Then, while reading this topic, I have got another catch point, interesting catch point. Since I am foodie, I have got that bananas, my favorite food, actually decreases the wheezing of sound in the asthma. So they are generally given to the patients, the children with asthma. About the severe condition in the asthma called as status asthmaticus, in which asthmatic attacks follow one after another without a pause. So this condition may be triggered by acute respiratory inflammatory conditions, infectious diseases, which leads to more and more mucus plugging and more of the status asthmaticus. So here our conventional treatment may not work, so we will have to add more potent inhalation agents like sevoflurane, etc. So that's all. If this video added to your knowledge about asthma, then please do turn the black thumb blue, comment and share the video. Thank you. Stay happy, stay healthy.